March, 1865. 5 days ago, we escaped from the rebels in Richmond in a balloon. We were trying to reach our compatriots in the north, but heaven knows where this hurricane has blown us. For 2 days, there has been nothing beneath us but the waves. We're flying through mist and clouds so thick that we can see no spark of light, nor hear any sound of human life. God knows where we shall finally come to ground. I'm not alone in my misfortune. My companions are Cyrus Smith, the famous engineer and Yankee officer, his manservant, Nab, the sailor, Arthur Pencroff, and the young Harvard Brown. Not forgetting Mr. Smith's faithful companion, Top.
Don't you ever stop writing, Mr. Spilett?
Mr. Smith, we have embarked on a journey so extraordinary I can scarcely believe it. This is just the sort of story the readers of the Globe are desperate.
It's madness, it is. Taking off in a balloon in the middle of a hurricane.
Patience, gentlemen. This hurricane will blow over soon, and we'll find somewhere to land. Look out! Hold on tight!
What's happening?
There's a tail in the balloon! We're losing air!
We're sinking! Throw out the ballast, or we'll drop like a stone.
The sea! We're dropping towards the sea!
Throw out more ballast! We've got to regain some altitude.
It's no good! We're still sinking!
Don't dawdle, lad. Out with anything that's heavy. Our lives may depend on it.
If we don't gain some altitude, we'll end up in the drain.
But there's nothing left to throw out!
We'll have to cling on to the ropes and jettison the basket. Quick!
Oh, darn it!
Climb up here, Mr. Smith, before it's too late!
Mr. Smith! Hurry, or we'll hit the water!
Mr. Smith!
Mr. Smith!
He's gone!
Mr. Smith!
The wave carried him off.
Top! No!
Can he swim?
Yes!
Then he'll try and swim for it. Lend ahoy! Down there! In front of us!
We're safe!
The devil we are! The balloon will never make it!
Look out! We're gonna crash into the wave!
Get ready!
Pencroff! Mr. Spilett! Ah!
Over here, lad! A few more yards and we would have made it to shore.
Thank you. Thanks, Nab.
Mr. Smith! Mr. Smith! Mr. Smith! We have to find him!
We lost the engineer only moments before we hit the waves. There was a good chance we could save him.
Mr. Smith!
Mr. Smith!
But no one could hear a man cry out or a dog bark above the crashing of the waves and the howling of the storm.
Mr. Smith!
It's no use. We've been looking for hours.
A man as fit as Mr. Smith would just give up. Would he, Pencroft?
Of course not. If anyone could survive this, it's Mr. Smith.
Here's Nab.
No sign.
No, he can't be dead. It's just not possible.
Grip on yourself, Nab. You won't abandon him.
We're tired, cold, and hungry. We've got to think about finding some shelter.
Let's look for a cave in these rocks. Come on, lad.
They look like chimneys.
Look for an opening, somewhere to shelter, at least for a while. We're gonna need a light if we're gonna explore any further.
I bet it's cold in here at night.
Dash it! I've lost my box of matches.
You sleep. I'll keep watch.
We'll start looking for Mr. Smith again, first thing in the morning. Where in heaven is Nab?
Can you hear something? There. It's...
Top!
Oh, Top!
He wants us to follow him.
Come on, then.
Top, not so fast.
Glory be, what is it? Come on. We'll find out soon enough.
Mr. Smith! Mr. Smith!
In God's name, is he...
Mr. Smith!
He's still breathing.
What on earth did he end up here?
I don't know. But he didn't get here on his own.
My friend,
Mr. Smith,
there you are.
who brought you here?
Who? I fell in the water, and after that, I can't remember a thing. Well then, island or continent?
I couldn't give a fig just as long as you're alive, Mr. Smith. Island or continent, indeed. We'll see about that later.
Last night, as you were carrying me, did you notice a mountain towards the west?
Yes, quite a substantial one.
We'll climb it. From the top, we should be able to see if this is an island or not.
By jingo. Another night without a fire and we'll freeze to death. If only we had some matches.
Don't worry, Pencroft. We can make a fire. If you're any good at hunting, before noon, we'll be eating game roasted over a fire.
I can rustle up some grub. I just wish I could be as certain I'll have a fire to cook it over.
Just bring back something to cook, Pencroft. Then you'll see.
Aha! At least the shellfish are edible.
Mr. Pencroft! Mr. Pencroft! Pigeon's eggs, and plenty of them.
Well done, my lad. It won't be hunger that finishes us off. There's our lunch.
Yoo-hoo!
Hello! It's lunchtime, Mr. Smith.
Quite so, Mr. Pencroft. Your watch, Spilett.
Mr. Smith took the glass from our two watches and placed them together to make a lens. Then he placed it in the sunlight and soon had a fire going.
Well, I never. Hooray! Hooray! Hooray!
After an excellent meal, we set out on our journey of exploration, one that would determine our fate, as Mr. Smith explained.
My friends, the situation is quite simple. If we are part of a continent, we can find help over land. If we are on an inhabited island, we can appeal to its inhabitants. But if the island is uninhabited, we must make do on our own.
Oh, for a convalescent, you're extremely fit, Mr. Smith.
You're right, Pencroff. It's almost as if there's something invigorating in the air.
Look! Sheep!
Mouflons, to be exact, Pencroff.
Those are sheep. I can see legs of lamb and a whole set of chops. We'll have them in a paddock in no time.
Look! Over there! Look what happened to our balloon!
We'll get them later. Those pieces of cloth might come in useful.
By sea.
Yes, my friend. We're definitely on an island.
No sign of a village. No sign of life. There's no one else here.
Gentlemen, if we're going to live on this island, we should give it a name. I propose we name it after our president, Abraham Lincoln. To Lincoln Island, our new home.
I doubt if this island's on any shipping route, so there's not much chance of our being picked up.
Yeah, we've been here 2 days, and there's no sign of anyone.
True, Harbert. If there's anyone here, we haven't seen them. But let's not forget how I was mysteriously rescued. And those fluorescent footsteps you told me about. And we'll have to watch out for marauding pirates. And that's the least of our work.
You're right, Cyrus. But we trust in your leadership, don't we, friends?
You can count on us, Mr. Smith.
Of course.
I have a request.
What's that?
That we think of ourselves not as castaways, but as citizens of Lincoln Island. Here's to Lincoln Island.
Here's to Lincoln Island. My friends, all we have to do now is to recreate civilization.
Nothing to it. What exactly do you have in mind?
We should make our own tools, make everything we need.
Like Robinson Crusoe.
Yes, Harbert, just like the character in Defoe's book. Only difference is, we are real flesh and blood. Top!
What's happening?
Top! Come here, Top!
Top, come back.
Top!
Stay back! Oh, the devil! It's an anaconda!
Top! Top, come back. Top!
Top!
Come back.
Look!
What happened?
Don't ask me. It's yet another mystery. No doubt it'll be solved in due course. Now, friends, to work!
A little bit of everything on the planet could be found on our island. It was a sort of paradise which provided us with everything we needed. Under Smith's direction, work progressed at speed. He himself wielded both hammer and trowel. We followed his example.
Now I'm going to check on some traps. Hey! Slow down! Top! 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 Oh, come on, Top. You're going to have to give up on that boar. This cave looks as if it's worth exploring. We'll come back later with Mr. Smith. Oh, come on. This way. Oh, good grief.
Watch you don't slip.
Look at this. It's magnificent.
This is a perfect place to shelter. And a good lookout post. My friends, I propose we call this place Granite House.
Granite House!
By blocking the tunnel through the rocks and restricting access to a rope ladder that could be quickly raised, we made Granite House into an impregnable fortress. Here we were safe from wild animals, hostile natives, or the pirates who we feared would eventually land on our island. But all the time, we could feel a strange presence around us. Some very strange, worrying things were happening.
Harbert. Harbert.
No! No!
Harbert, you're staying with us.
Harbert.
We'll never let you go.
No!
It's me, your old friend Pencroft. Don't you recognize me?
No! No!
What's the matter, Harbert?
Just a nightmare. I was thinking of my family. I'm wondering if we'll be on this island for the rest of our lives.
You're right, Harbert. It's not the same as being at home with your loved ones. But when someone finally arrives to take us off this island, we must be able to greet them with dignity.
He's right, lad. Think of what we can achieve here. We can make this island into a little America. With Mr. Smith to guide us, we'll build towns, lay down a railroad, put up telegraph lines.
Pencroft's faith in Smith was absolute. He believed he could make a success of anything. Smith knew how to do things, and a man with his knowledge would succeed where others would stagnate and ultimately perish. After days and days of rain, the weather turned bitterly cold. Thank heaven we had found such a safe refuge where we could withstand the hardest battering of any storm. We had no library at Granite House. Mr. Smith was our book, forever open at the very page we most needed. A book which answered all our questions and to which we made constant reference. After Pencroft, the one who suffered most because of our imprisonment was Top. He bore his confinement badly. Shut up as he was at Granite House, he couldn't wait for spring. We got back to work with a vengeance. Pencroft knew how to make us all laugh.
Good grief, a suckling pig. What are we celebrating?
We have a very good reason to celebrate, Pencroft. You may not realize it, but we've been on this island a whole year.
A year? Already?
Here's to our home and provider, Lincoln Island.
Lincoln Island.
Lincoln Island.
Real beef.
So tender. What's the secret, Spillet?
It's a very young peccary, barely 3 months old.
Oof. Oh, my
What is
gum.
it?
A stone?
What on earth? It's a bullet.
A bullet?
How can that be? We don't have any guns.
Someone else on this island has.
Maybe the island was inhabited before we got here.
This animal wasn't even weaned. Whoever shot it did so recently.
So someone must have landed recently.
We're saved. How?
Not so fast, Harbert. We don't know if they're friendly.
Pirates?
Maybe. But friend or foe, we need to find them.
What?
Ah, where the devil are you hiding?
If there is someone else on this island, then they are well hidden.
Not so sure, Nab. Look.
Oh,
Can't be more than 3 months old.
6-volume dictionary of the natural sciences? An atlas?
A telescope, a compass, a sextant, a pair of binoculars.
A camera, 3 reams of white paper.
2 muskets, 2 rifles, small powder barrels. Exactly what we need. Incredible.
Yes, incredible. This chest just didn't arrive here by accident.
All I can say is that there's something fishy about this island, and we will never get to the bottom of it.
You're talking about my mysterious rescue.
Yes, and the luminous footsteps on the beach.
Top rescued from that horrible snake, and now this chest. And then there's the feeling of being watched.
Yes. Ever since we've been here, I've had the feeling that we're the subject of some sort of experiment.
There's certainly something mysterious about this island. But whatever happens, with these instruments, we'll be able to take on more ambitious projects.
Mr. Smith showed me how to use it. It's called photography. I'm going to take a portrait of the island. Now, let's see what we've got.
Good grief. Do you really think it'll work?
Of course, look.
Fantastic! We're going to have a hydraulic lift. Write that down in your book, Mr. Spilett.
That's strange. It looks as if there's a little white mark. Just there.
Could be a fault on the lens. Oh, good Lord.
Cyrus? What is it?
It's a ship.
Hooray! Hooray!
We'll be rescued.
Yes, lad?
Hooray!
My editor will be very pleased. My readers, too.
Don't speak so soon. Look.
Oh,
Hell and damnation! Pirates!
Put out the fires. Pull up the ladder. Board up the windows. We must do everything to hide our presence here.
The pirates may not be so bad.
son, I know these kinds of men. When men fly the skull and crossbones, they're without pity. They'll take our animals and our food, and then they'll kill us.
We had waited so long for a boat, and now it brought murder in its belly. If we're to protect our freedom and our lives, we shall have to fight to the death. Our home had come under the most dangerous of threats. Nothing would suit the pirates better than the wealth of supplies and equipment that we had provided on Lincoln Island. For them, our home would be a perfect refuge, where they would be safe from any peril. Our lives would be worth nothing to them. They would kill us all.
We can't attack them until we know how many of them there are.
I'll fight 'em. If there's anyone I hate, it's pirates. I'm going to slip aboard tonight and see what sort of villains we're dealing with.
Yeah, well said, Pencroff. I'll take you as far as the little island. You can swim across to the ship from there.
Come on, my hearties, we'll blow the man. Let's get some more drink, my boys.
Give us a tune on that old guitar of yours.
Let any frigate from Portsmouth try and catch her. She'll give any one of them a run for their money.
I'll trade chase for a captain.
So you like fireworks, do you, lads? Well, you're gonna get them.
What the hell do you think you're doing? Who the devil are you? Have some of your powder.
Say your prayers, you.
Me rum. Some bleeders drunk me rum.
Help me! Men! Where is he? All hands on deck! Enemy aboard! There he is! After him! Oh! Where is he? Over there! Swimming away from the ship! Fire! Fire! God's sake, Pencroff! Spill it! Over here! Good Lord, man. What happened? Wounded. Come on, hurry!
They look like convicts to me. English.
How many?
Maybe 20?
5 against 20?
They're not to know that. When they land, we'll be waiting for them. We should split up into 3 groups.
I've got a score to settle with those rascals. I'll take up position on the little island, right opposite them.
Spilett and I will guard the river mouth and the animals.
Good. Harbert will come with me to the beach. He's a good shot. We'll cover Pencroff's right flank. Friends, we're going to have the fight of our lives. If we lose, we must expect the worst.
Night passed without incident. Since the shots that were fired at Pencroff, not a sound betrayed the presence of the ship in the bay. It was almost as if the brig had slipped its mooring and sailed into the distance. But that was not the case. The pirates disembarked in force, and they were armed to the teeth.
Got it! Lean on those oars, boy! Oh!
Here they come.
This is it, Nap.
Just a little closer, my beauties.
Pencroff's firing on them.
Up there!
That's what you get when you mess with Pencroff. Whoops!
We'll circle around and get off the other side. To the dirt! No quarter!
Come on. Just a bit further and we've got you.
I've got you! Well done, Pencroff! It's up to us now, Pirate Will! They've trapped us, the devils!
Good shot!
Fire! Fire! Revenge! Fire! Kill the devils! Kill them all! Blah! We don't stand a chance! Look out!
Good Lord! We're caught like rats in a trap!
Ah! Fall back! Fall back! Back to Granite House!
Mr. Smith!
Now we've got him! Come on, at them! A few more shots and we'll finish them off!
Kill him! Slaughter him!
Cut, quick!
Well, I'll be blowed.
Good Lord!
Look at this!
It's impossible. What happened to the ship?
I don't know, lad, but we can't stay here.
Whatever you did to our ship, you're going to die for it.
Look out!
Tom, let him go!
How is he?
He's taken a bullet in the side. We have to get him to Granite House. Is Pencroff with you?
No, he's still on the little island.
Hey!
They've got Pencroff.
Big, filthy pirates, renegades!
Oh, it's no good.
Let go of me,
I might hit him.
swine! Free my hands and I'll tan your hide!
We have to remove the bullet.
You can do it, Mr. Smith.
Promise to be brave.
It's all right, Doc. Don't worry. Go ahead, Mr. Smith. Oh.
I've removed the bullet, but he has a high fever.
Since our shipwreck, fate had smiled on us. The island had provided us with everything we needed. Thanks to our courage and Mr. Smith's scientific knowledge, we had made it a paradise. But now that the pirates had arrived, unhappiness descended on us. His fever's getting worse. Is he going to die?
Fire, no.
Oh, is there nothing we can do?
He's gonna die.
His only hope would be sulfate of quinine. It would bring down this damnable fever. Not going to find that on this island.
I'll try and find Pencroff and get rid of those pirates. They're probably at the paddock.
I'll come with you. There's nothing more I can do here. We'll leave at dawn. Nab, you stay here with Harbert. No sign of life for an hour now. You keep a lookout. I'm going to take a look at those cabins.
Let's go.
Nothing. No trace of Pencroff. Pencroff! Are you all right?
I'm fine, thanks. But what about Harbert? How is he?
He has a high fever. It'd take a miracle to...
Those filthy pirates. Wait till I get my hands on them.
Mr. Smith, I found the pirates.
Oh, Pencroff, my friend. Thank God you're alive. Come on, this way. This is exactly how I found them.
But how did they die?
That's the weird thing. Look, these marks on their faces, do they remind you of anything?
The anaconda. But what sort of weapon could have done this?
None that I'm familiar with. This is the work of our mysterious benefactor.
It would seem he's capable of anything, including blowing up a ship.
Yes. There was nothing natural about that explosion. And miraculously, it happened at the very moment we were in the greatest danger. He came to our rescue once again.
But why doesn't he show himself?
Come on. We should be getting back to Harbor.
Look!
Good grief. Looks as if Mount Franklin's in a bit of a temper.
I don't like it. Let's get back.
Nab! 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 Nab!
Oh, Pencroff!
Harbert, I'm here. Speak to me, lad.
Pencroff, you're alive and well.
Looks like the fever's abated.
Yeah. Oh, I feel much better.
What on earth? Good heavens! I must be dreaming.
What is it?
Sulfate of quinine. That's exactly what we need to save our young friend's life.
But how did it get there?
Our mysterious benefactor. He saved us again. But how did he get in? And without being seen?
I fell asleep. I didn't hear anything.
He couldn't have used the ladder.
He must have come from inside. Yes, Hop, show us where.
He wants us to follow him.
Wait. It's been a hard day. We're tired, and Harbert needs to recuperate. We'll explore the passage tomorrow. Let's hope it will reveal the secret at last. Are you all right, Harbert? You feel up to it?
I wouldn't miss this for anything. Not if we can solve the mystery of the island.
Wait a moment. Have you any idea what we might find down there? Think of that monster that attacked Tom.
You're right. Whoever has been spying on us all this time, let's be clear about this, may well wish to protect his secret at any cost.
And we know he's armed with something horrific.
The descent was extremely perilous, but we were now accustomed to danger. We were drawn towards this mystery like a moth to a flame.
Oh. Down there! Look!
Our benefactor wants us to find him. He's showing us the way. Maybe he needs us for something.
He could have chosen a better time for it.
I don't like the look of this lava, so close to the lake.
A little bit of lava, a little bit of water. So what?
I just hope the wall between them holds. Otherwise, the whole island could blow.
This tunnel should take us down into the rock at sea level.
Whoa!
That's
Lit
fantastic!
up like the 4th of July. It's like a whale.
A submarine, Pencroff.
A boat that can sail both on or under the sea.
Under the sea. Good Lord, you won't catch me in one.
Those blasted Confederates invented them to sink Lincoln's fleet.
Come in, gentlemen. Come in. Welcome. Listen. What on earth is that?
There, he's using this device to communicate with us.
Come in, gentlemen. I have been waiting for you.
Who are you?
Show yourself!
Come closer. I am not strong enough to come and meet you.
Your cane, Captain Nemo?
Well done, Mr. Smith. You've discovered my secret. Good heavens. You know this man?
I know of him. A French teacher published a story about how he and two companions were abducted in a submarine and taken 20,000 leagues beneath the sea. The submarine, the Nautilus, was commanded by a Captain Nemo.
Quite right. I am Nemo.
Are you our mysterious guardian?
Yes, my boy. I have acted as your guardian angel since you arrived. You certainly needed one. I couldn't just leave you to die, not after you'd had such a long journey. It was I who killed that monstrous snake, which would have made a meal of your faithful dog. Nor could I leave you to the mercy of those bloodthirsty pirates, hell-bent on ruining all your good works. And then I couldn't let this young boy die when I could cure him so easily. And when the pirates detained your unfortunate companion, Mr. Pencroft, it was I who got rid of him. So you see, Mr. Smith, all your brilliant inventions needed a little finishing touch.
Are you ill, Mr. Nemo?
I've been wasted by illness now for several months. Soon I shall succumb. I've used up the last of my strength helping you.
Don't know how to thank you.
There's one way you can thank me, Mr. Smith. To bring life out of death.
Say the word. Have you one last wish?
I created this fantastic vessel to escape man's cruelty. Now all my companions are dead. I am the last. Help me to get rid of the Nautilus. It will become my coffin.
The volcano!
Yes. Leave your Lincoln Island or die on it. Why can't we use this boat? Because